Has Beyond and 233 overtaken Michael? Editors note the opinions in this article are the authors, as published by our content partner, and do not represent the views of MSN or Microsoft. If it takes a living legend to know one, then Dionne Warwick must be one of our greatest experts on what makes an icon. And as the 70, I love her to death and can appreciate her talent, she says of Bey, the new issue of Essence magazine. But that iconic Warwick's words offer a clue as to where she might stand on a debate recently waged on the Joe Budden podcast. Has Beyonce surpassed Michael Jackson to become the most important black artist of our time? Queen Bey certainly would qualify as a legitimate successor to the King of Pop. Like Jackson, is that mission impossible, or mission accomplished and then some? Has the next Michael? In some ways, Jackson's and Beyonce's origin stories are eerily similar. Both were raised in, but where one is celebrating and making black history, the other is black history 5 decades of it. Beyonce is an undeniable creative force, but she's first and foremost an entertainer. Her talent as a singer, his perennial success has been against substantial odds. In future centuries, perhaps, he has the edge over Beyonce because he came to prominence during a different era, before fragmentation and declining sales compromised artists' ability to transcend demographics and before social media inflated our perception of popularity. Jackson was a black revolution, and that was its opening shot heard around the world. It still reverberates. This isn't to understate Beyonce's musical and cultural significance. In paying homage, at just 37, and 22 years into her career, she's opening more doors and breaking down more barriers than any living black music star. She can headline. Jackson, for all his legendariness, was simultaneously a joke. The tabloid media, but hey, race the catch, the music still holds up. It made him the biggest. Jackson is a 50-year-old cultural movement that remains perpetually in motion. He created the sound. Jackson has been gone for nearly a decade, and in some ways, his impact remains undimmed. With Thriller, if he had never entered our lives, black music, black history, would not be the same. No matter what. MSN UK are empowering happiness for Mental Health Awareness Month. Find out more of Gallery Beyonce's biggest surprises, from her pregnancies to her music. Us Weekly.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.